Gonna talk well through what we're doing today.
Right, so thank you. Right, so basically we're gonna go about a metre up, take that off, because it's all, as you can see, it's all coming through. Take that off like that. We're gonna drill and inject a new damp proof. So you don't have to lay one, it's an injection one. And then we're going to do the same in there, where we're going to drill all in there, because all this was full of damp and dry rot. Once all that's done, swept away, cleaned off, I've got some dry rot killer for masonry. So we're going to spray all that, give it a good soaking. And the same in here as well. So we're going to give it a right good soaking, and then hopefully that'll get rid of the drought. Because as you can see, if you can see that on the camera, all you see is dry rot. You can just see it. It's just like a root system, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It looks like a brown root system. If it's black, it's dead. If it's brown, and that is very dark brown, but it's still brown, it's still living. And if it's dead on there, good chance it's still living inside, because we did spray it with a dry rot killer, but it was for wood, and it's not really the right one. So what I've done, I've sent it away, and I've got a new dry rot killer for masonry. I know what it is. It's an actual biocide, I think they call it. So we're gonna dial out this one. This is the one we've gone with. Yeah, and it's a biocide. Proper fungicidal spray, and you dial up this down quite a lot. I think that does something like 25 litres. So obviously we don't want to make 25 litres up. So we've got this. That gives 2 litres. So I've just worked it out down to about 40 millilitres for 2 litres. This is strong, yeah, so I'm going to get some proper gloves on and a mask before I even undo this lid. So you give it a good shake, make sure it's all well mixed before I put it into there, get the cap back on, then I can take my mask off once it's all diluted down and properly clamped up again. But you'll need a mask and gloves on when you're spraying it, but that'll be like end of the day job, I think.
The same system what I used at Andrew's end with the Dryzone system.
Yep, drivers.
So you're using the rod as opposed to the cream.
Well, to be fair, it depends which is available. They're both as good as each other, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we're going to go and get. Because I ain't got the gear yet for that, so I'm going to go and get that now. So we're going to work out how many rods or tubes we need, and I'll go get all the gear while Mike preps. So what you can see now, I've measured a metre up. And I've drawn a red line on. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not using a disc cutter, I'm going to just use my hammer and bolster just to get a nice clean line, and then I'm going to use the breaker to get all the plaster off down to ground level. So that's the first stage anyway. So let's crack on with that. Right, so that's it all off now. It actually went higher and fractured off here, but this plaster, well, it was sand and cement and plaster. Look how thick that is. That is ridiculous. Right on, so we've got that there. Except that fell off. You can see here all the brickwork's changed. So there was something else here. You've got old bricks there with whatever sort of construction you want to call that. Some sort of attempt at damp causing there. But it should have been lower anyways. You need to get it as low as you can indoors. Same here. So it was injected like wherever. But anyway, it just hasn't done the job. And you can see here, look, this brickwork, I don't know, it's just straight joint all the way up. Bit of wood in there, which is, you can actually squeeze that, it's wet. But yeah, I'm just going to get that last bit off there, and then that's that. I think we might get plastic angle beads on here as opposed to metal, just so any moisture that does come through is not going to rust away. There's no angle bead in here, and I don't really want to try and form it myself. I could do, but I don't want to. It's faffing around. That there, what you can see, that got wet when the old roof was knackered, but it's all got a new roof now, so we might scrape that back and get it fixed up. And then I'm going to do that bit, like I say, on the stairs. While we're here, so this little courtyard here, it's too high, and that's what's causing the issues in there. So this is all going to be coming out. Two reasons really. We've got to remove that inspection chamber cover, because when the scaffolders were here, they dropped a pole down and broke the inspection chamber. So that's one, so that's going to get lowered. Probably going to end up breaking that sand and cement off there, because brick can't breathe, can it? So break all this out. The gully is right down there. So yeah, it's just best that we take this out, then we're going to re-drain it and do it so it runs correctly. Anyway, Sharon's doing a grand job cleaning up after me.
61, you know, Mike.
I know,
61.
I know.
I work harder than some 25-year-olds.
You bloody do. I tell you what, love, you what. And you'll go home with a cup of tea.
I do.
No, she's a grand one, is how Sharon. She really is. Credit to the team. So I've got that bit chopped off there now, where the stairs are. But there's no point in doing that and getting render lights, Dryzone, whatever you want to call it, if we don't deal with that. So we all know this is a lime built wall, so we need to get that sand and cement off. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that, it's Malmesbury. It's better behind there than it's... Breathe, my wall, breathe! I wish you could smell the moisture what's coming out of there. You know, like when you walk into an old people's home. It's that, but worse. But look at this. But you can actually feel the wetness on it. There's not a lot wrong with that, to be honest. It looks like somebody's been whacking it with something, but I'd rather look at it like that than with this render on. Well, that was nothing at all, that was it? Have a look down here. Look at this. You could just see, look at that. See it on the end of my fingers? It's like all dirt and stuff. Another good sign that it's damp. Look at all the woodlouse everywhere. Alright, we'll give that a clean up.
Yeah, that's all come off.
Didn't take long. Yeah, no, it all just came off in more or less one go. I just got the thing behind it and fell off.
Yeah.
But rather look at it like that than the way it was. So this is now chopped off, and what I'm going to inject it from this side, because obviously I can't get under the stairs in the other side. So you have to put the injection rods in every 150 mil. So all I'm going to do is measure 150 mil all the way to the end. Might just get another one in the end there. So that's 150 mil. Now it's an 9-inch wall, so what you're going to do is you're going to drill 180 millimeters so you don't go poke through the other side, and you have to do it at the lowest mortar point you can access. So at this moment in time, that's this one. This is going to get in dropped, remember, the concrete, so we'll have the clearance. So I'm going to go and get a drill bit, 12mm drill bit. I'm going to mark it 180mm so I don't drill too far in, and then that'll prepare to take the first lot of rods, and then I'm going to do the same on all the other walls. So I might actually drill this one from the outside. I'll have a think. Right, I've measured the drill to 180mm. This is a 12mm bit. So what I'm going to do is drill in the horizontal joint at every one of them pen marks. So let's go from here. All right. Take two. Let's plug it in. Now look at that, that just shows how wet it is. That's the dust, look, and it's come out and moulded itself into like a clay. Look, that's how wet that is. Another thing I meant to say was, when you've drilled these out, then you've got to blow out all the dust from the inside. Well, if it comes out like that, there isn't any dust, is there? So we'll drill all the rest of them. Here we go then. So if you're wondering why I'm getting all this red brick dust, it's because these joints are so thin, and this is a 12mm bit, so it is going to eat into the brickwork somewhat. So we've got to get all them joints cleaned out now. Like I say, we use a dust extractor, puffer, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just going to use a smaller drill bit for now, just to get the thick out, and hopefully once it's dried off a bit we can get the rest out quite easily. And if you remember the other video I did, the cream or the rods, whatever it is, works its way through capillary reaction along the bed. Right, that's ready for our injection. So what I'm going to do now though is carry on with the rest of the rooms, but it's exactly the same process and you don't need to see that. Right, I've come inside now. There's actually a mortar joint there, right at the floor level. Let's come around here, you can see there's DPC there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on and take that mortar level out there. You'll notice I've put an X on this wall, and that's just to denote not to do this wall because I've ejected it from the other side. I've done the drill holes from the other side. Yeah, so I'm going to work my way along here. That wall's done, that back wall's done. There's a damp course already there on that, so I'm not sure whether Tom wants me to do that, and that's actually only a 4-inch wall there. We'll see when he gets back. That's it, it's just getting all that shit out, innit? All that dust. And that's it. Because it's a tight fit, innit, for the rods. Do it like that, it just goes in. There we go. Just another 89 to go. Do you want to follow me down? Yeah. I'll do this and then you go along with the rods. Go along with the rods. Yeah. Yeah, well, do that first. Yeah, give them a. You can start from the
back and work your way forward and then back again.
Yeah. Right, there we go. You can see the rods in there, and the liquid's just starting to soak out into the bricks. And that'll work full capillary action. I've got to say the downside of using these tubes, they're 12mm when it tells you to drill out a 12mm hole. But when you've actually got moist brickwork and you get a little dust and it congeals, getting it out to get that tube in is a bit difficult. Like sometimes you can't get it all the way in, even though we know that hole is deep enough. And we've got a dust extractor thing to get it out. But yeah, we're getting there. We're in the firefight. Right, I've got to say, so that's all the rods in, and you can see down there where it's starting to bleed out. I will never do the rods again because they're a pain in the ass. Because they're all bended like rubber, and so you've got to drill a 12mm hole, and the rods are 12mm. So any dust in there, you're getting out, but if it's a wet area, it solidifies, doesn't it? It makes like a gloopy clay crap. But some of them aren't pushed all the way in, but you can see the majority of it there. So we'll let that just do its thing now. All this is off, so all these walls could dry out now. So this inner wall here was done from the hallway. Anywhere I've done an X, it's been done on the opposite side. So that was done from the outside. We've just done these on the inside. That wall there is done on the opposite side, and we've just done them all under that worktop, as well as these around here. So I left it about 3-4 weeks last time I did one using the cream. Let's say next time I do one, it will be with the cream, because you just inject the joint, not all this faff trying to get these things in. Yeah. Right. That's that. I've had enough, said the blind man. So, that was a baptism of fire back at the flats. So, yeah, I think that's 88 holes we drilled for that. And one every 150mm. So just think about that. But anyway, yeah, right. Got any questions? Like, subscribe, leave a comment. If I don't put a video up through the week, it's 1900 hours on a Monday for a live premiere if you want to chat. See you later. Bye bye.